Have you ever stopped to wonder if your shadow self is actually calling the shots in your life? This question might just change everything. Who's really in control? You think you decide that your feelings are yours? But what if they're not? There's a part of you that's been rejected, forgotten, unconscious. It's there. It's always been there. And it's running the show. Drop a comment. I see my shadow. That small moment of recognition could be the first step to understanding the invisible forces shaping your choices and emotions. But first, think about this. How often do you act on impulse or react in ways you can't explain? These moments might be clues, traces of the shadow at work inside you. Now imagine diving deep into yourself, where the real answers hide. That's where this journey begins. Get ready to face what you've denied and uncover what's actually steering your path. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's a powerful force that needs to be understood. In this video, we'll explore how it works and how to bring it into your awareness. This won't be an easy road, but it's necessary. To move forward, you'll need to sit with discomfort and accept that you're made of both light and darkness. The shadow is an essential part of who you are. Ignoring it only gives it more power. Acknowledging it, though, that gives you your life back. In the chapters ahead, we'll unravel the mystery of the shadow. We'll dive into its psychology, its link with science, and how it shows up in real-life stories. Get ready to go deep into the underground of the self and discover what's really driving your actions. This hidden force is known as the shadow self, a concept explored by thinkers like Carl Jung. He called it the embodiment of everything we repress. It's not good or bad, it just is. The shadow self shows up when we deny parts of ourselves, fears, cravings, trauma. Whatever got silenced ends up in the shadow, and it doesn't vanish, it gets stronger. Think about memories you'd rather forget, or feelings you keep trying to push away. That energy doesn't just go away, it builds up and starts to influence your actions without you even realizing it. How many times have you felt angry or afraid for no obvious reason? Drop a comment. My shadow has controlled me. Just naming it can help you spot the hidden patterns running your life. The shadow isn't your enemy, it's a vital part of you. Understanding this is key to starting the path toward integration. But how does it show up in everyday life? When we look at automatic reactions or messy relationships, we start seeing the signs. Get ready to recognize situations you've probably been through. Throughout life, we all wear masks to protect ourselves. We hide parts we think are too much, too raw, too dangerous. But they don't just disappear, they wait. They're still alive, ready to surface at any moment. And when they do, they can throw everything into chaos. But here's the twist. The shadow also holds creative power. Many artists, writers, and musicians tap into it to make powerful, deep work. But if it stays hidden, it can come out destructively. Finding the balance between light and dark is essential for personal growth. This isn't just poetic talk. Science also points to the shadow's existence. In quantum physics, energy doesn't disappear, it just changes form. Repressed emotions are like vibrational fields trapped inside us. They shape our reality whether we know it or not. When we deny something, it doesn't vanish. It simply morphs into something else. Freud called it the unconscious, Jung called it the shadow. Today, some call it energy manipulation. This energy quietly shapes how we act, how we relate. Ignore the shadow, and it won't go away. It becomes a parasite. It feeds on doubt, fear, and insecurity until it takes over. Have you ever felt like something bigger was guiding your actions? Comment below. I feel the shadow's energy. That's the first step to reclaiming your power. Quantum physics tells us everything is energy, even our emotions. When we suppress a feeling, that energy gets stuck, creating blocks inside us. These blocks affect way more than just your emotional health. They seep into your relationships, your choices, and even your physical body. The shadow is a powerful force, but instead of fighting it, we need to learn to work with it. The first step, accepting that we're made of both darkness and light. That balance is the key to waking up. The shadow also ties into the morphogenetic field, a theory that suggests personal experiences ripple out and affect the collective. That means by integrating your shadow, you don't just change yourself, you shift the entire human web. Your personal healing contributes to humanity's evolution. Once we understand the shadow as an energy, not some outside force, but part of us, it becomes something we can work with. We stop fearing it, we start using it. Turn those inner blocks into fuel for growth. Because when the shadow is tamed, it's not an enemy, it's a powerful ally on your spiritual path. To really understand how the shadow works, let's look at real situations from everyday life. These stories show how buried trauma and denied desires secretly shape the way we live. Picture someone who always ends up in workplace conflict. They don't know why they react so strongly to small things. But deep down, it's their shadow replaying old wounds and buried feelings of inadequacy. How many times have you felt anger or frustration for no clear reason? Comment below. My shadow made me react. This kind of reflection helps you uncover the emotional triggers the shadow uses. Or think of someone stuck in toxic relationships, always dealing with jealousy or trust issues. These repeating patterns are loud signals. The shadow is at work, projecting past pain and abandonment. These aren't rare stories. They echo what so many of us go through. The difference lies in awareness, seeing how the shadow is involved. The shadow doesn't pick favorites. It uses what's been pushed down to steer us. Whether it's your career, love life, or personal choices, it's always there in the background. Have you noticed certain patterns repeating in your life? Comment below. I see patterns in my shadow. That awareness helps you connect the dots between your past and your present. So how do you start shifting those patterns? You begin by paying attention to the emotions that rise up during moments of crisis. Those feelings are portals to the underground self. Once you recognize those moments, you can stop fighting the shadow and start talking to it. That inner dialogue is the key to transforming blocked energy into creative power. When understood, the shadow is no longer a threat. It becomes a guide, leading you to deeper self-awareness. That's the way toward awakening. Now imagine bringing this understanding into your own life. By identifying the patterns your shadow creates, you can start loosening its grip. That opens the door to clarity and to new possibilities. The shadow won't vanish, but its power over you can shift. Simple practices like reflective journaling or silent meditation can help you access these hidden parts. When the mind quiets, the shadow has room to speak, gently, safely. We'll dive deeper into these tools later, but for now, just know they hold serious transformative potential. The shadow can also show up in dreams, symbols, and sudden insights. Paying attention to these signs gives you powerful clues about what still needs healing. When you embrace these messages, you take one step closer to wholeness. Now that we've seen how the shadow works, it's time to face it. To integrate the shadow doesn't mean to destroy it, but to accept it as part of who you are. One powerful tool is reflective writing. When you write about your fears, desires, and buried pain, you start bringing what's hidden to the surface. It's simple, but deeply transformative. Another tool is guided meditation. By quieting your mind, you can reach into the subconscious and begin a direct dialogue with your shadow. This takes patience, but the results are powerful. Have you ever tried meditating to explore your deeper emotions? Drop a comment. I meditated to meet my shadow. This practice can help you begin this journey inward. The key to integrating the shadow is acceptance, without judgment. When you accept the rejected parts of yourself, they stop controlling your life and start becoming allies. Symbolic visualizations can help too. Picture a soft light illuminating the dark corners within you. That light represents the harmony between your darkness and your light. These practices may seem simple, but they go deep. They allow you to turn blocked energy into creative force and mental clarity. The shadow isn't just personal. It also holds collective elements that shape how we see the world. Understanding this is vital to overcoming your inner limitations. By integrating your shadow, you're not just taking back control of your life, you're impacting the collective. Every step you take towards self-awareness echoes into the world around you. The shadow, once understood, becomes a force for transformation, both personal and universal. Practices like working with archetypes can also help. Exploring universal figures, like the hero or the shadow in myth, lets you recognize patterns that repeat in your own life. That creates a clear path toward integration. Comment below. I recognize archetypes in my shadow. That kind of reflection can help you spot the hidden forces steering your choices. The shadow isn't just a personal force. It's also deeply tied to universal archetypes that shape how we can understand the world. Since ancient times, sages like Hermes Trismegistus have explored the symbols of light and darkness within the human soul. These archetypes reveal that the shadow journey is part of a timeless cycle of transformation. Archetypes are reflections of collective patterns that live in the human unconscious. They show up in myths, religions, and stories across cultures. The shadow, as an archetype, represents everything we deny or repress, yet it still holds power over us. By recognizing these symbols, we start to see the shadow's role in our lives with more clarity. Think about the heroes in stories who must face their own inner demons. These heroes are mirrors of your own path. They teach us that integrating the shadow isn't a fight against evil, it's a reconciliation with what we've left behind. Drop a comment. I see archetypes in my shadow. This reflection can help you uncover the symbols guiding your journey. Hermetic philosophy teaches that everything is connected. Light and darkness aren't enemies. They're two sides of the same whole. Once we accept that, we stop seeing the shadow as a threat and start recognizing it as a gateway to balance. That shift in understanding is essential to dissolving the illusions we hold about ourselves. By the end of this journey, we begin to realize the shadow is both a challenge and a teacher. It invites us to see past the masks we wear and embrace our full selves. That brings more authenticity and connects us to the universal flow of energy that moves through everything. Just like in the Matrix, we live in a reality shaped by invisible forces. The shadow is one of those forces. It creates illusions that keep us stuck in repeating cycles, holding us back from our true potential. But once we recognize its presence, we can start breaking those illusions and open the door to a whole new level of awareness. Energy manipulation happens when we let the shadow run our emotions and decisions without questioning it. That's how we build a personal matrix, a loop of beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve us. How often have you felt like you're stuck making the same mistakes over and over? Comment below. My shadow built my matrix. That phrase might help you spot the hidden patterns shaping your life. But just like Neo in the Matrix, we have a choice. We can take the red pill and see the truth, or stay asleep. Integrating the shadow is choosing the truth. It means accepting that we're both the creators and the prisoners of our reality, and that awareness gives us the power to rebuild life with a new kind of clarity. When we understand the shadow as energy, not something external but something inside us, we start using it differently. No more fear, no more fighting, just transformation. We take that trapped energy and use it as fuel for growth, because once the shadow is no longer in the dark, it becomes a powerful ally on the spiritual path. Now it's time to act. The journey you just walked through, it's only the beginning. What matters now is how you bring these reflections into your real life. Comment below, "I'm ready to integrate my shadow." That simple sentence marks your commitment to self-awareness and inner transformation. Remember, the shadow is not your enemy. It's a part of you that deserves to be seen, heard, and understood. When you face it, you don't just take your life back, you open the door to new paths. Share your thoughts and personal insights in the comments. Together, we can build a space of support, truth, and growth. To wrap it all up, integrating your shadow isn't about destroying it. It's about bringing light into the places you've ignored. Accepting that you're both light and dark is the first step toward awakening. The shadow is a powerful force that, once understood, leads to deeper self-awareness. This video was just an introduction to the vast inner landscape of the shadow self. Keep exploring, keep reflecting, keep practicing. Comment below, "I see my shadow and I'm ready to grow." That phrase holds your intention to move forward. Psychedelic Tear will be here to guide you through it all. Until next time.